Hello friends, welcome to IHS Industries Helping Hands.com interview experience program. And today we have with us one of our special guests, Poonam, who will be sharing her experience regarding her strategies and platforms she has used to crack the off-campus placement drives of top MNCs like Visa and Microsoft. And she is currently working as a Directory Services Engineer in Microsoft. So friends, in this video, we have discussed her journey starting from his schooling days to the interview rounds of the top MNCs like Microsoft. So this video is going to be very much beneficial if you are a candidate who is preparing for the off-campus and the on-campus placement drives of top MNCs. And IHS Industries Helping Hands.com is also coming up with the placement preparation course and the placement preparation workshops. So, we have also dropped the form link on our description below so that our team will also get to know that how many candidates from our YouTube community are interested to join our course. IHS Industries Helping Hands.com also conducts pre-placement talk sessions with the different companies that are allied with us, where the HRs of those companies directly interact with the candidates virtually and clear all their doubts regarding the job profile and the company profile. So all the things we keep update on our WhatsApp group and the Telegram channel, for which the link is given in the description below. So you can join our WhatsApp group and the Telegram channel through that link that is provided in the description below. And do not forget to subscribe our YouTube channel and press the bell icon so that you will never miss any updates from our side. So let's start today's interview experience program with our guest Poonam. Okay, so hello viewers, I welcome you all today on our platform IHS Industries Helping Hands.com, and today we have with us Poonam Kalamkar, who is currently working as Directory Services Engineer in Microsoft, and she will be sharing her experience of how she prepared and what are the strategies that she followed to crack this particular placement drive, starting from his schooling days to the journey towards the interview cracking. So, Poonam, let us begin with your brief introduction, please.
My name is Poonam Kalamkar. I've studied my till 10th. I've been in Nasik. After that, I did my diploma from Government Polytechnic Nasik and Information Technology. And after that, I got into VJTI Mumbai as a direct second year student into IT. So when I was preparing in my final year for the placements, I got an offer from Oracle. It was an on-campus offer, but later around April, I got again another offer of off-campus from Visa. So Oracle had a consultant role offered, but in Visa, I joined as an associate system analyst. I was working in Visa after like a fresh graduate till 3 years. In July, I quit Visa. So I was working as an associate system analyst in Visa, and after that, I'm currently working from 2 months. I'm working in Microsoft.
Okay, means recently only you have joined the Microsoft as Directory Services Engineer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So Poonam, let us start with your schooling days. From where have you done your schooling? Can you please share with our students who will be watching us?
Yeah, so I completed my schooling from Nasik, Kane Kela High School till my 10th standard. I didn't do my 10th, 11th, 12th. I directly went for diploma.
Yeah.
So I didn't give any entrance exam and all. So it was like a 3 years technical diploma I did, after which I got as a direct second year admission for my engineering.
Okay.
So I didn't prepare any entrance
diploma,
exam.
What was your branch in diploma?
It was information technology.
IT.
Yeah.
So for that period only you had interest in the software field,
IT field. Yeah, so that was like after 10, like many people were suggesting, I got good marks in my 10th. It was like top. So people were like, why don't you go for 11, 12, try some other options. But I had passion for IT. So I was like, I'll go for diploma. I don't want to get confused after going to 11, 12 because there will be many branches open for me, like medical and all. So I just chose like what I wanted to do, and I did 3 years diploma, and then I got into engineering.
Okay, so what have you fought any competitive exams in order to get a seat in the engineering institute?
There's no, so if you do a diploma, right? So
Mhm.
after 12th, you have to give like the JEE and CT
Yeah,
and all. So
yeah, I
if you do diploma, there's no entrance exam. It's like a merit basis where you get admissions. So when you're qualifying, like after your diploma, you're not eligible for IITs and NITs, but you are
Mhm.
eligible for your state colleges, the top state colleges. So I had option for COEP and VGTI from Maharashtra to apply. But COEP, unfortunately, I wasn't
Okay,
able due to
COE,
some point percentage. COEP,
COEP,
Pune,
College of Engineering.
College of yeah, Pune, College of Engineering, Pune, and I was unable to go. Like a few percentile was less, so I went to VGT. I got that is Veer Mata Jizabai from Mumbai. I did Matunga, so I completed my engineering from there. I got admission there. It was the best college. You get plenty of opportunities. Like around 200 to 300 IT companies come every year there. So it's like a 100% placement you can say in that college you get.
Okay, that's great. So, in your graduation days, you were clear in your mind that you have to prepare for the prepare according to the placement drives only, or you have certain other goals like you want to look for further higher studies like that.
So I was not quite sure what I wanted to do when I was in my third year. First initial days, like everybody has that, no, I'll get 10 lakh package, 12 lakh package. So I was also in that
Correct.
phase. Initial days, because I was a diploma student, I was a bit not good at my maths. I was not that good. So
I know,
when
but
I started,
I think
um,
the viewers will not think so because currently you are working in such a prestigious organization.
yeah, but still, yeah, that's my weak point. So I'm not good that at maths. So when I was preparing for my engineering, then apti and all, I realized that what should I do? Whether I should go for placement because I was unable to crack my aptitude for most of the companies in college. It was
Okay.
maths based. So then, as a backup plan, I was preparing for my GATE entrance exam.
Okay.
Like I had MTech as an option. So in my
Mhm.
third year, joined classes, coaching. I joined with the Alankar in Mumbai, and I was preparing for that. Side by side, I had my placement preparations also going on. So my masters was my backup plan. Like if I don't get any good placement, what I wanted, then I had an option to go for masters. So in my like third year, I started preparing. So I had decided like I wanted to go for a product based company, not in service based company. So
Okay.
all that goals were decided in my third year itself because
Okay.
the environment in my college was that like everybody was all placement conscious. Initial when I went there, I was not that into like I didn't have any idea how placement works and all. But I had good seniors and classmates. So staying with them, I came to know like what is product based, what is service based
Mhm.
companies, and how they offer compensations and all. So according to that, then I prepared myself like what I wanted, and I was clear that yeah, whatever I'll join product based, or else I'll go for my masters. So this was my plan when I was joining. So around October, when the placement starts in June, I guess. So I was getting fed up. That I was not unable to crack any exams. So I decided if you go for any product-based company, they'll mostly ask you data structures, computer networks, operating systems. So I was focusing on all my core subjects, like whatever the basics are and the projects as well. So I then Oracle came to our campus around October some 25th this time only
Okay.
in 2018.
In
So
2018. Right.
2017 18 yeah. So I appeared for that test and there was some online 50-60 questions. It was mix of
Correct.
aptitude, technical,
Mhm.
everything. It was mixed. So it was like a session cutoff. Like it was not like an overall. If you get the answers correct,
Yeah, yeah.
it was
You
like
need to
every
clear
session
each
you
and
have
every
to.
section. Yeah,
Yeah,
math,
every
math
session you have
theory,
to. Yeah.
logical reasoning, verbal or coding
Hmm.
section also.
Yeah. So we had some code
Sectional
snippets to
cutoff as well as the overall cutoff.
overall cutoff. Yeah. So I was selected in that, and then second day I had my interview rounds. So
Okay.
my first interview was a technical interview. So they asked me like, how do you like the core subjects like operating systems, networks, and all whatever I had prepared. So that round I had cleared. Then the next round was kind of an behavioral round, you can say, where they gave me certain
Behavioral,
questions.
yeah, behavioral competency, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like they gave me certain scenarios.
Mhm.
So if you're not happy with colleague, how will you report it? So you had to answer those in a positive way, like how do you approach a situation if given, if you're stuck somewhere. So it was kind of a testing round, like they gave you some pressure questions where you had to answer those. And I cleared that as well. And then my third round was kind of an HR plus tech round, you can say. It was kind of a director round something. So they asked me questions on my resume, whatever I had written, all the projects that I had did, the technologies which I had mentioned, how clear I was on that, how did I work in a team, how comfortable I'm working in team, like a team player, communication skills, how I can lead. So all these
Yeah,
things were
it's
tested.
technical
I
and HR
enjoyed.
questions. Right.
Yeah, yeah. So it was kind of a
So,
mix, you can say.
okay. Okay, we will discuss in detail also all these your strategies and other platforms that you must have been using during that period to prepare,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
coming on to your graduation days, you must have done certain internships and projects in your particular branch, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
internships, college, we had many opportunities, but as I said, I was not good into APTI, so I was unable to get an internship through college.
okay,
So I did my internship. I was working with an NGO. I made a project for them, and
okay,
there was one social marketing firm which was marketing. So I was working as a brand ambassador, like Edura. So I
and
was
you were
working as
right.
a manager for, yeah. So I was working
I
for
think you
them,
were working there as customs manager.
social media. No, it was kind of a social media marketing, like on
Social
LinkedIn
media.
and all. I used to post kind of stuff. That it was not much I did in that, but yeah, like a basic contribution to show to my resume, like I have done some skills and
Yeah.
all. So I did those two internships, and apart from that, I had a like good projects. So because I had done my diploma as well, right? So in
Mhm.
diploma also I had done good technical projects. I used to go for technical prepare presentations and all. So I had won competition like prizes in those. So I had mentioned all those things in my resume. So my resume was strong on that side, even though I didn't have my internships, but I was strong on my projects.
Yeah.
So I would suggest students, like if you don't have any internship, that's fine. If you're doing your own projects and you
Correct.
can
Correct.
showcase them as well, because not every student will get an internship. So if you have a strong resume, like if you are good in some technical skills or you're developing your own stuff, you can present it as well, and it is considered
Yeah.
as an
Yeah. Because you are
option.
strong in your technical skills that you can even implement in the real life world for projects.
Yeah,
That played
yeah, exactly.
played a positive role for you in the
Yeah,
technical field. So
yeah.
you said that in aptitude section you are not much good during that time. So
Hmm.
but you cracked Oracle's placement rank.
Yeah.
So
After that,
you must have prepared
yeah.
for these sections, the non-technical sections.
I was prepared, like I was sure on my coding part. Like technical, I was
Yeah,
firm.
technical.
Just
Yeah.
that I was lacking.
Okay.
So I used to refer R.S. Agrawal's and the questions on gigs as well. If you go, there are quantitative, aptitude, logical. So I started solving all this because I knew that I had no option left now.
Okay.
Even though I was like strong in my technical sessions, but I need to improve on my aptitude. So I used to daily study like 1 hour morning and half hour in the evening for my maths, and then I used to work on that, and then that's how I cracked to record them.
That's great. So, for although you were strong in the coding section, that is technical section, have you used any particular platforms or to further improve your skills in coding background?
Yeah, I used to do questions on HackerRank, Gigs for Gigs.
Okay.
Now I started lead code, like after experience. That time the lead code was not that like when I was preparing in my college days. So we mostly I used to go for Gigs for Gigs and HackerRank at my
Yeah.
time, and some technical things if I want, then tutorials point and all those W3 schools for HTML and all those websites I used to refer during my college days. And now there are many like CodeChef, HackerRank,
Yeah.
many available. Lead code is there, so you have plenty of options now.
Yeah.
But
Plenty
that
of
time
options.
it was not in 2016, 17. That was not there. So
Yeah. Right.
like I was not aware. Even if it would have been then, I was not aware of those things. So whatever I knew, I mostly referred gigs during my college days.
Okay. So these were the platforms. And for non-technical sections, you used to use some platforms to prepare for the non-technical sections.
Non-technical sessions. I had joined one workshop for my, that you can see, communication skills. I was in Pune for 1 month. I was preparing my. As I said, I was not good at maths, so I joined one class over
Okay,
there
offline
to
class
improve my.
means offline.
Yeah, it was an offline class. Pankaj Gandhi name. Not advertising. Just I
Yeah,
joined there.
because there
So
actually
they.
interaction happens face to face, so it's
Yeah, yeah.
beneficial to
So
join.
yeah, so I joined there. So they used to have various sessions, they used to take mock interviews, then group discussions. So
Yeah.
whatever used to go along that, there were some teachers who used to guide us. So that's how I improved my those parts. And apart from that, as I said, I used to participate in various competitions. I always had like debating and paper presentations. I used to go. So that's how I improved my soft skills
Yeah,
part, you
soft
can say.
skills and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So you directly cracked the Oracle's placement drives, or earlier also you have been attempting
Uh,
some placement
no.
drives in different companies.
I attempted many. L&T I gave, I went last round. Then EY, I was there, but last round I went. There were many companies before that.
Yeah.
Oracle was finally I got into. 50, 60 almost you can say I attempted.
Okay. In on campus
College
placement drive
days.
only.
Yeah, interviews I gave, I guess around 5, 10. But exams I used to sit for all the exams.
Okay.
Finally I
Well,
got October Oracle. Yeah.
it's no issue because you have to wait for the best, not to
Yeah,
get the best
and
opportunity. Yeah.
when I got Oracle, so in our college we had that system like you can take two placements, one below 6 lakhs and one above 6 lakhs. So I was eligible for one more
Okay.
because my CTC was around some 5.8 or something in Oracle.
Okay. That,
So again started preparing. I was like, let's give it a try if there's a chance. So what goes wrong? So I started preparing. But visa came as off-campus opportunity. Someone had mailed me regarding visa. There's an opening in visa. So I just thought to mail them my resume, and I was shortlisted. So after that, I had this was around April 2018, April. So I got an hacker rank test. So it was like two coding questions and two, three quant, you can say. It was kind of for 20, 15, 20 questions, but most of them were technical questions, like all were based on networks, operating system, and it was kind of a system analyst role, right? So it was some Linux based questions, you can say, and two hacker rank questions, code questions. So I was able to crack only one full question. I didn't like second one was not there, but I think they had some criteria, and somehow I was selected and called for the next round. So after that, I had my three to four technical interviews. So they had called me to Bangalore.
3 or 4
I
technical
was in Mumbai.
interviews for
Yeah,
placement type of
in
visa.
visa. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay, let's
they
first,
called.
before
Yeah.
coming into visa, let's first discuss about Oracle in detail.
Okay.
What were the sections and how many
Hmm.
interviews rounds were there? Okay. I think that the
Yeah.
sections we have already told that there were aptitude section and then
Yeah.
technical section
Technical
also.
questions. It was not a coding
And the
coding round, you
platform,
can say, like I had in
yeah,
visa.
and the
It was
platform,
kind of a snippets.
okay. And the platform that Oracle was using that theirs only.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
was
it
some
must be there.
internal portal. Yeah, internal portal they had.
Okay. So in interview rounds, what were the questions they asked you for the
I don't
in
exactly
Oracle?
remember the questions because it's like 4 to 5 years back now.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, but it was kind of basic Java questions. Like they'll give you to write some code. They'll ask you how data, like what are the variables. They'll give you some scenario-based question and they'll ask you to like code or something. Or some frequently asked queries like find the third highest employee or some database questions like that you can expect.
Mhm.
Um, Networking, some basic questions, what is IP address, how it works, and all. So you can be prepared for all such core questions.
Okay, so this is all about Oracle's assessment test and the interview round. So
Yeah.
so only one interview round was there in Oracle.
No, three.
Three interview rounds were there, and all were
Yeah.
technical.
No, one was technical. Then the second I said it was kind of a behavioral on that mixed round, a situation behavioral round. And the third one was my resume with HR round, like
Okay, means
discussing everything.
soft skills and communication. Okay, so assessment test was the elimination round, and suppose if you clear the assessment test for Oracle, then you are eligible for all the three interview rounds, or the interview
No, no,
rounds are
no.
also elimination rounds.
Yeah, every round is an elimination round.
Every
So
round.
once you clear the assessment, you'll be we were like some 30-40 students. So out of which 10 were eliminated in first interview, then again 10 were eliminated in second, and finally we 3 to 4 were selected in the final round.
Okay, sort of competition is really there, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, then for how many days or for what amount of time you work in Oracle?
I didn't join Oracle because I got an offer in April in Visa. So so I got a offer of Oracle in October, and then I was preparing. As I said, we could sit for another company, so that was a rule which was allowed. So I started preparing, and then I never went to Oracle. I just had that offer in my hand, and then in my final, like before 2-3 months of my graduation, I got an offer from Visa. So I joined Visa in June.
Okay. Yeah, I think it really needs something to avoid the great offer letter from a prestigious company. That too when you are a fresher.
Yeah, I had two offers, so I had that option to decide. There were various factors which I decided. Like one was money, the other was location, and so
And I think you also must be knowing that yes, I have much more potential than because you were already strong in the technical background and
yeah,
yeah. So you must be looking for further greater opportunities. Okay, let
yeah,
us come to the placement drive, off-campus placement drive of visa, right? So in
yeah,
that also you need to go through some assessment tests earlier or directly
yeah.
on the basis of
No, no.
resume shortlisting,
So,
shortlisting interview as well.
first was resume shortlisting. So once they shortlist your resume, you get an hacker rank test. Um, it's of some 20 questions, out of which you can expect 15-16 technical and 2-3 maths kind of thing, and 2 coding question.
Okay.
So that was my first assessment.
That was first
So
assessment.
many people appeared for this, out of which from my college we 3 were selected. Um, and then they asked us to come to Bangalore. So I didn't go to Bangalore. I asked them for a video call because it is not possible as a student to travel all over there.
Yeah,
So
right.
they had an office in Mumbai, BKC. So I went there. Then they gave us a pre-placement talk of like 15-20 minutes. What can we expect? And then we started around some 8:30 to 9 a.m. in the morning. I had my first technical interview. So that interview was like everything, whatever I learned in my 4 years of engineering, you can say a TOC, compiler subjects, networking, coding, database, everything they asked me, like one question. They used to ask, so it was like a redirection into whatever I used to speak this to H1 word and ask me on that. So it was like a 1 hour technical interview. They asked me even puzzle questions like if you're traveling from here to there, this is the petrol. So how will you calculate it? So it was kind of elimination. It was also an
This
elimination
was
round.
the first interview round.
Yeah, it was my first interview, but it was kind of a deep technical. So they asked me about database triggers, how it works. So
And
it
that
was
too
not a
from
kind of
which
a direct question.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
fresher.
that too
It
from
was
each
not a
and
kind
every
of a,
topic from coding section.
yeah, so they used to give us some scenario, right? If I want to delete this, so what will you use? So it was like you have to get to that point and go there. So the interview was quite nice. He gave me hints as well when I used to get stuck. So it's like they test how you think, not how you answer.
Means
So you should get there.
your approach basically,
Yeah,
how you approach a
yeah,
particular problem.
yeah. So it was like they used to give me some scenarios, and so I would suggest students to think loud, because when you think, if you just sit and answer, interview won't know what's going in your mind, right? So what I used to do is I used to speak out loud, and if I'm going right or wrong, so the person will know, right? And then they used to give me hints accordingly, like if I'm going wrong, what should I think? And so he used to tell me, why don't you think in this approach? And this is how I approached, and I cleared my first technical assessment, the technical interview which I had. Then the second one was my managerial round. It was just an insect management, but it was also a technical round. He gave me almost two coding questions, that sum of subsets and all, and there was one big whiteboard. Even it was a virtual interview, they had one big screen set up over there, and they gave me one interview with marker and all, and he asked me to write all the
Okay.
stuff like
Means
how to build the
presentation
logic.
round.
Yeah, yeah, build the logic. How do you write the syntax? They wanted to see everything,
Okay.
like the queries they gave me, database queries, some Linux commands, IP config, if you want to check IP address, what does NS lookup do? So it was kind of an analyst position. So they were expecting all those things. So I was quite good at network side. So I was able to answer those questions. So that also went for almost 1 hour, you can say, all those
Around,
technical questions.
okay, around 1 hour.
1 hour. 45 minutes to the response questions. So 45 to 50 minutes it was like around. And then there was another round with my director after that. So I was continuously sitting in one position. From the morning I went, they assigned me one interview room, and I was sitting there. One interview was coming, going, then the other came, then the third came. So I was like not sure what's going on. I'm just sitting, one coming, going, and I was already tensed. Then came my
Okay,
director. I
after
didn't know like who.
one particular person finishes their questions, their set of questions,
Yeah,
and like,
yeah. They were actually in office, right? So
okay,
it was like an off-campus round. So
yeah,
I was in their Mumbai office. They were sitting in Bangalore office, and they were asking questions from there. So they liked my rounds, and they were like continuously coming and going. So first interview happened. Then I just got 5 minutes break in between. Then my manager round happened, and after 5 minutes, then my director entered.
okay,
And then he gave me that questions of backtracking and all. You'll find those on Gigs. So that was one question I had from my director, and then the rest was like why you want to work in visa and all those, like about the company. So always be prepared when you're going for any company. I would suggest do a thorough study of what products they do,
yeah,
what kind of work you can expect there.
correct, correct.
Like, who's the CEO there? So you should have those knowledge, because you can expect those questions when you go in your final round.
Obviously, that
You
is
can
very
just
important.
go, yeah,
You
you
must
can
know
just
the
go blank.
companies for which you are going to
Yeah,
participate in the interview rounds, their products, their background, all things you must.
yeah, because it creates a bad impression when an interviewer asks you,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what do you know about us? And you say no. So it will feel like you just came and you are not interested in the company.
It
And
shows
there's
it
a
also. Yeah,
bad
it
impression.
also shows a kind of seriousness of the candidate.
Hmm.
How serious he or she is in order to join this particular company, right? So that
Yeah.
is very nice. Okay, so
So that I had that went for around 30 minutes, you can say, my direct round. So it was kind of a mixed question, like what do you want for work for visa and why visa and all those questions I was prepared for. And then after that, they asked me to leave, and then I didn't have any HR or something in visa. And after 3 days of my all this technical round, I was all blank. I was like, whatever happens now, I don't care, because from morning I was sitting in one place and giving all those technical interviews. I was already like my mind was lost. So after
correct.
3 days, I received an offer letter from Visa, and it was really good. Working in Visa 3 years, it's really a good company to work. I would suggest to anyone. Like the work culture is the best culture I've seen. Like no one is going to micromanage you, or the perks wise also. Like I've never seen any health insurance like Visa. In COVID, they gave around like I can't reveal that numbers, but yeah, it's like a great thing. Even they provide you educational opportunities. As I said, I wanted to go for masters, right? So I was able to do that. Yeah, with the help of
Okay.
Visa.
Yeah, you have done your masters while working in Visa only.
Yeah, yeah. So Visa
Means
so
they sponsor for masters degrees, right?
yeah,
For their
yeah.
employees. their ability?
So it's like they have an educational policy where they give you around some 2 lakhs per year budget every year for an employee. But for that you have to be working there, like 1 year experience you should have.
Okay.
So like in visa to be eligible for that policy. So once I completed my 1 year, I wanted to go for masters. I said so. Researched various organizations and. BITS was one of them. So BITS Pilani provides 1 year's distance, like two. It's a 2 years program. Software systems. I'm doing my masters currently from BITS Pilani. So my last semester is going on. I already completed my 1.5 years. So that all was sponsored by visa to me.
Okay.
So
So,
so they have some internal conditions like you have to get good grades to get the refund. But yeah, it's good. Like if you're doing it, like if anybody wants to do masters as well as studies, so this is a great option. I would suggest. Like if there are people right who want to do masters but don't want to take a career break in their field, so you can explore this option. Even IITs have started all these
correct,
options now,
correct.
so
Yeah, yeah.
you
Even
can go.
IITs have started this, but means they are
Yeah,
agreeing on this particular policy for the sponsored candidates.
yeah.
That's great. So, uh, okay, could you please share your experience in your this particular MTech program? Experience regarding the MTech program. What is the sub-branch
Okay,
of
so
yours?
I'm currently doing my specialization in data science. So I was literally confused. Like I was confused between networks and data science. So there are many options which you will get. It's kind of if you do 4 electives, if you choose in one pool, get that. So I was confused. I wanted to go for security or networks. So I took some cybersecurity subjects as well in my MTech. But then I thought, like, why not go for data science? It's in boom. So I got an interest kind of thing. And so I was studying Python and R and all. So I'm currently doing my specialization in data science. But if you see their structure, they really have a good structure if you want to go. They in the first semester, you can expect all the core subjects. So we had all the engineering subjects which we did, that is the data structures, database, networks, and the software architecture. These 4 subjects I had in my first semester. Then you come to your specialization where you can choose. So I chose cyber security, and then the machine learning subjects I took,
Yeah,
like the data mining, data warehouse. So it depends on you, like what do you
yeah.
want to
Means
do. And
I think
the last semester is the project one.
the subject that you have chosen there, I think really booming currently. Machine learning, cyber
Yeah,
securities, and data science.
yeah.
All these are the future subjects and very much in boom. It's
Yeah,
great.
they have a good curriculum if you want to go. All the latest technologies they have, and the professors are also good. Like they'll always help you out if you need. And they have live classes on weekends. So this program is just for working professionals, you can say, if you're working. So no, like you can't do a full time over here. It's a part
Correct,
time
correct.
correspondent course. But in your degree, I think there is nowhere mentioned that you have done this WLPI. So it's a
Okay.
good thing you can expect, like you can showcase. And the other thing is you are not eligible for placement here because this is just an your knowledge upgrade course.
Correct.
So people might think like if they're going for there they'll provide some placement opportunity. It's not that, because you want to take permission from your previous organization
Previous
to do this
organizations.
course.
Correct.
So you have to submit you have to make a mentor in your office, then he'll be guiding you. So all those things are involved in this course.
Okay. So in MTech, you need to, I think, do certain papers also. Means you need to
Yeah,
submit
theses
certain
and all.
papers, thesis, or journals, or conferences.
um,
So,
So it depends. In bits, they have like you an option. I'm doing a project. I'm not doing any research kind of thing. So I was working on that emoji file. Like if you smile, then there should be an emoji of that. Like machine learning detection. I'm
yeah,
working on that currently in my final year. But
okay,
yeah, you can do that. In last semester, you are open to do anything like any research thesis project. It depends on you. What you want to choose as.
okay, that's great. Okay, so currently last semester is going on, right?
Yeah, I'll be completing in this December
That's great.
if everything goes good. Yeah.
Okay, so now, so uh, what? how you make your mind to prepare further for the Microsoft. So Microsoft, you are currently working as director services engineer, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a support role in Microsoft, you can say.
And for
I'm working.
yeah, for this also you applied off campus, I think, because there is no
Hmm.
opportunity for the placements in your MTech program, right?
Yeah. So, as I completed my 3 years in July in visa, so from 2.5 years only, I came to my comfort zone. I started knowing
Okay,
things,
so
so I thought I need to change.
your tenure in visa is ended right now.
Yeah, yeah.
So they allow you
I
to
left
continue your
visa
course further because they are sponsoring
masters.
you. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's what I said. They don't have any policies like that. It's like
okay, it's their policy, right?
you,
That's part of policy.
yeah, it depends on your company to company. So in
Okay,
visa, we were
that's
never
great.
bound to stay. Yeah,
That's
that's what I
great.
said. It's a great company to
Great.
work if you're going. They don't have any restrictions.
Yeah.
And even they have some internal portals also. They provide you Udemy free to learn, LinkedIn Learning free to learn. So there are many opportunities you can explore in visa learning.
Okay. So
Around 2.5 years,
why did you make your mind
yeah,
to switch from visa? If all things are such
actually,
such
yeah,
a great level.
actually, I wanted to go to some good company if I'm leaving visa. I mean, better than that, not below that. That was my first thing when I was
I
preparing.
think
So,
package is one of the main reason, the first priority.
uh, yeah, that also. And second thing, I was not finding any growth opportunities in the project I
Correct.
was there.
Mhm.
So after 2 3 years, you feel right. You start getting to
Yeah.
know things, and there's a need to change to learn new things. So I started preparing. I last round out uh, when I was preparing for Microsoft as well. I interviewed for Google. So LinkedIn, I got a call from Google HR reached out to me, looking at my visa profile, and he showed an interest. So I thought to give and try. So first round I had for Google was a telephonic screening round. It was kind of a rapid fire round, you can say, where he asked me complexity questions, data structures questions. Then that HTTP status code you have, right? What does 101 do, 202 do? So it was kind of random stuff he was throwing. It was just 20 30 minutes brief call we had. And after that, I didn't know what will happen. Then Tuesday, I received another mail from Google that I've been
Okay. Okay.
shortlisted.
This was telephonic round.
Yeah, telephonic round.
Okay.
Till that time I applied Microsoft long back, but I received call later. So I'll tell you like how my
Okay.
journey was
Right. Right. Correct.
entirely. So then I started. So till that time I was in no plan to switch, but when I received the call from Google, I was already in preparation zone. Then I started preparing. So there's one good thing about Google is they give you 1 month preparation time. Around 4 to 6 weeks you get to prepare. So
So after the
then I
telephonic
thought,
round, if you clear the telephonic round,
yeah,
they
yeah.
give certain amount of time to prepare.
Yeah, I don't know about other profiles, but for the profile which I had applied, it was some technical solutions engineer
Okay.
and networks. He had big data cloud. The profile was technical solutions engineer, big data cloud. So he had reached out to me for that profile, and I gave my telephonic. And then I was like, anyways, I'm preparing now, so why not to prepare and go
Yeah.
anywhere? I had a plan to switch, so I started. My preparation. So after my telephonic, I had they take one round where they'll tell you what you can expect in your interviews, how will your interviews. So I had that round after, I had my first screening on Friday for Google. After, then Tuesday, I received a mail. It was there was one call. So in that they tell you like what can you expect in the interviews. So they'll give you certain links like these topics you can expect and like from where can you study. So after that round happens, you have to select a date. Then recruiter will reach out to you, and after 4 to 6 weeks, you get time to get
Okay.
prepared.
It
So
depends
I
on
took,
individuals whether they want to take time for preparation or not,
yeah, it
or
depends on
it's
us what date we
depends.
want to give. They will just tell you a rough approximate period.
Mhm.
So they asked me to take 4 to 6 weeks. I took a long, like a good time I took to prepare. So around July, I gave my second round of interview. So it was all on big data. like how big data works, then the OLTP, OLAP, all those things were asked. Big data query they asked me to write. They gave so it was kind of a Google sheet which they gave me. Interview over online, like we have a call now on Google Meet, and there was one common sheet was shared. So he was pasting questions there. I had to write code there, queries there, and that was my second round of interview. So after that. So it had one big database question. I had to pull some records. He gave me questions on that, so that was pretty fine. Then there were some system admin questions as well, like Linux based questions, which they, because I was applying for those profile. I was never into coding. I was into analyst positions from my start itself. So I had those command-based questions as well, like which command will you use? So all those administrative part questions I had. So after that, there was one last Python code, which I was not able to do properly. So after that code, I felt I won't go for my next round. Then after 2 days, again, I received a call from Google HR that they want to discuss with me. So in Google, it's like I have noticed, they will give you feedback of every interview. What went, which part you excelled, which you didn't. So I didn't know like what is this round kind of thing. So it was kind of a 5-10 minutes round. She called me and she asked me, how was your interview? What went wrong? What you think you need to improve on? So I told I didn't do well on my coding part, but rest. So then she explained me like, yeah, you did this wrong. Right? So I'll give you one more chance because your other scores were good and I'm taking you to the next round. So that's how I went to my third round of my Google interview. So after that, I got 2 invites actually. Third invite was there. So in that, it was like they gave me a question like the database is not working. So what could be it? So what Google does is they won't give you full information at once while questioning. That's for the interview rounds I went. So it's like you have to ask questions and get information from the interviewer. How you think? So she just told me it's not working. Why it's not working? So you have to ask question. Is that number of users increased? Is there any change done? So that way you have to approach to the question and you get the next hints for the questions, and that's how you approach the questions.
Okay. So small which interview has to
ask questions. Yeah, you have to ask questions as much as you can to get the clarity of what's given. Is the information sufficient? Have they given the full information? Are you able to proceed with those? So you have to consider all those parameters while you're going. It's not, you won't find a straightforward question. It's not like what is normalization or what is this? You can't expect such. Yeah, it's not, you can't expect like if I'm asking you what is normalization and you're giving me, it's like I'll give you a scenario, it's not working. So you have to think, you have to ask me question.
Interviewer and the interview has to reach a particular conclusion from in a particular scenario like that.
Yeah. So it was kind of that you can see. So then I was asking her, then I was stuck in few points. So then I came to normalization, then indexing, like while answering all her queries. Then I think that round I messed up somewhere. But again, I had my second round in the morning. It was early morning, 6 a.m. or something. ISTRs I gave. There were some Taiwan people who took my interview. So they came on time, and then he looked at my resume and all. My resume was pretty, like, I don't include much stuff. It's a plain resume I have. So he liked my resume and he's like, I'm impressed with your resume. Then we started with the interview. So he also asked me similar kind of questions, like where I had to ask him questions, and it was not a clarity based questions. And from there, then he asked me to write queries and everything. So they don't give you sufficient information. You have to ask questions, get your answers, and then you have to approach the problem, whatever problem they'll give. So it's your responsibility to talk to the interviewer, get your understanding clear of what is asked, and not pre-assume things and start approaching. So I would suggest is if you're going for such big companies, always ask questions and never take like directly start writing whatever you know. Just make sure what's given to you is sufficient, what is needed, what is pre-assumed. You
Okay.
talk to the interviewer and get it clear
Okay.
so that you get a clear
Even
approach whether you're
even
going.
if they ask questions, there will be data insufficiency. Can
Yeah.
candidate has to
Yeah, they
confirm
won't
it
give you full
whether
information. Yeah, you have to ask.
okay,
So asking is the key
means
to
headache
get
of
the.
getting even the questions, that
Yeah,
is
you have
upon the
to.
candidate only.
Yeah, so the main motto they have is you should get understanding clear of the problem.
Correct.
Like how do you approach? Because when customer approaches you, he won't give you everything, right? So it's your responsibility how you approach it, how
Correct.
you ask it, and not pre-assume it. And then like rather than things going later on, how do you get all the information collected and all?
This kind of
So
technique actually really checks your thought process and your approach
yeah.
towards some particular.
Yeah, that's the main motive they
Correct.
have. Like, how do you think? How you approach a
Yeah.
problem? What's going in your head?
Mhm.
What
So
options you explore while sleep?
correct.
Like, how you
Because
go for
yeah,
a medium to low, or directly you go to an high approach. So
in
all those
normal
things.
question answer session, question answer interview rounds, it's they cannot, I think, track this particular thing, the candidate's
Yeah.
thought process. Right?
So if you tell this complexity of certain code, then they'll ask you why. Then you have to again optimize it.
Yeah.
So those kind of
A
questions you
lot
can
of cross
explain.
questions must be there.
Yeah. And my interview was going fine till there. And then he gave me one big operating system code, and it was such a big. And what I did wrong, as I said, I have to ask questions, right? And I didn't ask him. And I assumed there might be some syntax error, and I started finding mistakes in that code. And he gave me like 10 minutes. He said, you have to solve this code in 10 minutes. And if you don't solve it, like the call will cut in 10 minutes. And till 5 minutes, I was assuming there are some syntax Python errors, and I was like searching here and there. This could be modified, and this could be modified. And then later he tells me, no, you just have to modify the complexity. And my time was over till then, and that's how I
And all
such
gets
mistakes.
cancelled directly.
Yeah, they
Okay.
took 7:30, and
Okay.
then again I received a call from recruiter. That time I wasn't able to crack the interview, but I knew what things I did wrong. What should I have asked?
Yeah, but it's, I
So
think, a great
main,
learning opportunity because this is one
yeah,
of
it was like a great experience I
yeah,
had, like
because
how
it's
to approach questions.
yeah,
And every company has their own strategies of asking questions.
strategies obviously. Correct.
Yeah. So I interviewed for many good companies. So this was some big
Yeah.
things I'm telling you. But before that, also I applied for DigitalOcean. That was also my good experience. I almost went through all rounds. And then when I was interviewing through Google, right? So the similar day when I was having my third round, I had Microsoft Recruiter reached out to me.
Okay.
So it was going simultaneously. So I was
Correct.
already fed up. Like I was unable to crack the interviews over here, and I was preparing side by
But
side,
I
and I
think
thought
that
like,
flow only, that was continuing during that time, that
yeah,
must have played
I
a
was in
major
that
role.
starting. Yeah, I was in that starting zone, right? Like
Mhm.
I was daily preparing for some other
Daily
interviews.
preparing,
What's
yeah.
going wrong? I used to come home. Like what I used to follow is interview. I used to ask questions which I don't know. Like I'm unable to answer. So when I come home, I'll Google it. I'll try to find it out, and this really helped me. Like one question I was asked in DigitalOcean, I was unable to answer, but I was able to answer in Microsoft.
Mhm. Microsoft,
So
correct.
that's how
Yeah. These
you never know,
experiences
right?
help you.
Similar kind of questions
Correct.
you may ask, and if you don't go home and revise those stuff, and you will be like, you go home and go with the regret that I'm unable to crack, but you're not working on it, so it won't help you. Just cribbing about it. You have to work on it and then go for the next interview. So it will help you to polish your skills and you'll be more confident. Yeah, last time I didn't know, but yeah, this time I know this answer. And if someone is asking something related, you will be able to answer.
Correct, correct.
So how I used to prepare for my interviews.
Mhm.
If I'm knowing anything, I'll note it down, go home, revise it, and then
Means with
so
each
then
interview
came
experience, you will be learning new things. You'll be adding new
yeah.
things in your knowledge, and that will obviously help you somewhere in future.
Yeah. Like I don't know about other people, but what I have noticed is I've seen whatever I never go like I never feel I'm prepared for any interview. I just go
Yeah.
because that's what it helped me. Because if I keep studying in the notebook, I'll never feel that confidence. Like I'm prepared. There'll never come a day where I'll be like, yeah, I'm confident today. I'll go. There will be always something you'll be missing out.
Yeah.
Like today, you'll feel no, I need to revise more. So you go to the interview, and they'll learn more things because
Correct.
when the interviewer will ask you, yeah, because you don't when you're studying, you think in a certain point of view, but when the interviewer asks you, your approach is different.
Yeah.
You'll get to know what kind of questions are asked. So I think
Yeah.
that's the best way to prepare yourself. Like give as
Because
many interviews
correct.
as you can. Yeah,
They
that's
get
what
to
I would
take
suggest.
candidate from out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, and the more you interview, the more you learn. The
Correct.
more you get your confidence, the more you practice, the more because just studying in one place won't help you. You'll just have bookish knowledge. But when you go
Mhm.
out, you interview, you talk to people, you know
Yeah.
what it works, what can you expect, like what's latest in the market. So you can prepare all those things. So that's how I prepare myself when I go.
That's
So
obviously correct. Okay,
yeah.
so after Google, you directly attempted for the Microsoft's placement, right?
Microsoft, yeah. So Microsoft, I didn't have any coding technical round as such. It was a screening round because I was not a fresher. I was an experienced
Yeah, you
person.
were
So for
experienced.
freshers, they have some coding technicals on HackerRank, I
Okay,
guess, and
okay,
stuff. But for me, as I was an experienced person, I was directly eligible for the interview as I was a lateral candidate. So for my first technical round, I was really not sure about directory services, what are directory services, because I haven't worked on that. And when I was studying also before, like one day before, I never knew I would go to Microsoft because I was all whole month I was preparing for Google and it didn't
okay.
work out. So I was
The
never into
preparation
this
for Google
direction that
helped you to crack Microsoft's placement.
Microsoft, yeah. So that's what aim for big, you'll get somewhere. Like always keep your goals high. So it will really help you. So I was already depressed with all those things. I had my result and all. So I just got a call and I like, let's give it a try. Like what worst will happen? I won't get selected. And I was used to all those things that will happen. So then I just went through the job description. So that's what I would suggest to students. Always go through the job
Obviously,
descriptions. It
yeah,
will help you a lot. You will understand like
yeah.
what
What are
things you
the
can
means
explain and
skills they are means the skills they
yeah
require in a particular candidate?
what are they hiring for,
Yeah,
because even if you know Python, Java, and they're recruiting for R Ruby, it's not going
yeah,
to help you out
yeah.
because you
And
have a different skill sets and you will feel low, I mean after the
yeah,
interview,
and if
so
you find
better.
any particular skill set here that the in this particular skill set have lagging, you can even prepare that you will get an idea
Yeah,
in which field I need to work to crack this
yeah,
placement, right?
exactly. Yeah, that's what I did for my Microsoft. So I was not sure what to do. I just had 2 days, and I was like, "Oh, in one month, Google, I didn't crack. What will I do in these 2 days?" So what I can do is I'll just go through my job description, whatever things I can study from this, I'll do that, and let's see what happens. So I took a pen and paper. I noted down the things I knew from the job description. Most of them were new, like Kerberos, authentication, directory services. I had a clear approach, different approach of directory services, how it works, Active Directory, then deployment, how it works, then authentication, PKIs, public key infrastructure, and all they use. So I had never worked on those things. Shell scripting I knew, but they use PowerShell and all. So it kind of was a similar, but kind of a different. I mean, there were slight differences in what I knew and what they expected. So I was a bit low while going. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna go and do this, but let's give it a try. So I went. Then interviewer asked me,
Okay, so
"So what have
on
you
screening
prepared?"
round you got the mail for the screening round.
Yeah, HR reached out to me, and this was my first technical interview,
Okay,
which
that
I
was
had.
virtual.
Yeah, it was a virtual interview. I gave in COVID times, right? So it was all virtual. Even Google was virtual.
Right, right.
Only Oracle interview I've given face to face. Rest all were virtual interviews I have attempted.
Okay.
So then they reached out to me and it was like, "What have you prepared? I don't see any windows in your resume." So I was like, yeah, but I'm not sure. Let's give it a try. So he's like, if we charge you on your Windows, I'm not sure it will be right enough. So I'll judge you on the things you know. And if you were able to answer those questions, I will take you to the next round. So I was like, okay, fine. Because that was a good thing I liked, that he gave me an opportunity, because I had never worked on Windows, and he considered that. So it depends on your interviewer as well, who takes your interview. So he took my resume, and I had written Kubernetes, Docker, and GCP. I was preparing cloud. So he started asking me questions on that, how Kubernetes works, what are the components, what are containers, and all those stuff. He started asking. So I was able to answer all his questions. Then he answered me Python, cloud questions. He asked me what is SaaS, PaaS, why you use cloud, and all those like all the GCP related stuff. What all things you remember? And after that, he was like, "I know you're not prepared for this because you thought he will be expecting something different, but I just want to test you how well you remember the things you have learned in your life." And also, it was kind of a brief technical I had on containers, Kubernetes, and all. Java, he asked me, like whatever things was mentioned, whatever technical skills I had mentioned in my resume, he asked me almost everything. And yeah, and after that, then he was like, okay, so what have you prepared for this interview? So I told him like whatever I took, like I had 2 days. So I told him like I studied Kerberos from the job description, what was mentioned, and I can explain you how it works. I knew the flow, like how the TGT and that all works. So he was like, okay, fine. So he asked me to explain this. I was able to answer that questions as well. Then what PKI is, and I told him whatever I knew from the job description. So they use Net Monitor in the internal tool in Microsoft, but I was working on Wireshark, so I explained him that like the similar tools which I knew I had experience on. Then there were performance monitor tool which they use. So I had seen all those on YouTube, like how it works, and I tried and I explained him. Like whatever things I did in my 2 days, I just had 2 days. Whatever things I learned in 2 days, I explained him everything. So he was quite impressed with my things, and he was like, "In 2 days, you have done so many things, and I really appreciate that. And I think I'll take you to the next round." So that's how I got into the next round. So after
So
two
how
days,
is your next round was conducted?
1 or 2 days, I guess. Friday I gave this, and Tuesday I got. Saturday, Sunday was there in between. So 2 days. After 2 days, I got my managerial round. So managerial was also, he asked me a bit of Python questions, Java questions, like which coding languages you know, why you want to join Microsoft, why you want to leave Visa, because I was a lateral. So all those questions were I asked. Then this is a kind of a customer facing role, which I work on, like the queries I have to resolve Microsoft customers. So he asked me, how comfortable are you interacting with customers? How will you treat your customers? So empathy and all those questions, like testing on my soft skills questions were asked. How do I keep myself, like how do I keep my soft skills updated? So that's how I had my second round. It was kind of a 30-40 minutes round, not that like I had my first technical. And after that, after I guess one day, Tuesday, yeah, Thursday, I got my next round. It was so I had almost 4 to 5 rounds in Microsoft. So this was my third round, which I'm telling now. So as I said, it was a customer facing role, right? So they wanted to test how I speak to people, how confident I am while talking to people, how I treat people. So it was the interviewer came and she gave me one scenario, and I had to enact a role play, like how I'll be talking. She was my customer, so whatever things went wrong, she corrected me how I could improve it, and how I was talking. So she tested all my soft skills. That was all kind of a soft skill testing round which I had,
Third round.
and yeah, third round. It was not a technical round. Third round. Only the first two were technical, and the last was a bit of technical. The direct. So this was all my soft skill testing round. How do I interact with people, how confident I am, how I handle the stress situations and all. So that was also like a 30 minutes round, you can say. And Friday, then I received the mail again from HR, like, can you connect tonight? The director wants to take an interview. So then I got my final round. So this was also 20 minutes, you can expect, not that big.
And what was this round
And
about? It's technical
director,
or HR
director,
kind?
yeah, bit of technical, like what things I know. He gave me like bit basic questions, and then that same question: why are you leaving Visa? It's good firm, and all. Want to join? And I work currently. I work in a NA shift, North America shift. It's from 4 to 1 a.m. So they were asking me, are you comfortable working in this shift and all?
Okay.
So it was kind of a discussion round which I had. And after, I guess, almost 1.5 week, I received my offer letter.
Okay.
And and then I joined Microsoft. So this was my journey. Yeah, I talk a lot, but
Yeah, yeah. To me, such experiences only where candidates can share their experiences a lot. We will be watching the students who are watching us. Obviously, they were also preparing for the placement drives of such companies. And the more you share your experiences, the more they will get an idea of how their approach should be, right? So it's no
yeah.
issue if you share a lot of your knowledges and experiences. So
I would suggest few things like the
yeah,
students who are
obviously,
preparing. So
yeah,
if you're preparing for a company, always check Glassdoors. You'll find plenty of interview questions or the experience people post. That's what how I used to prepare. Or Ambition Box is also there. So people will post their reviews, how the work culture is, and I think work culture matters when you work. Just don't go behind money because that's where you have to survive. And yeah, some companies have good culture, good pay, and if you're going for a product based company, then you never have to worry for money. It will never be a concern, and you'll get good perks as well. As I said, even Microsoft provides education policies, and all the product companies I've seen, like they give health, education, everything, like whatever you'll need for your overall personality development, all those things will be provided over there. So distinguish what you want, service based, product based, and then prepare accordingly. Try to make a list which companies you're interviewing, try to apply, and apply to everything. Just don't go for big companies, I would suggest, because that's how I started my journey. I
yeah,
used to apply for even a single startup. I never had in mind I want to go for a big company. If it's meant, it will be. So the more interviews you give, the more exams you give, the more confident you become. You learn
you
from your mistakes.
you were getting
So
experiences continuously
yeah, I used to
starting from your
apply
days.
for, yeah, I used to apply for every company I used to encounter. Like at night time, I used to
Yeah,
always be on LinkedIn. I had subscribed to Naukri LinkedIn, so most of the time I used to spend there looking at like what this job will be, how it will be. And I would suggest is even like as you know, I told I never had working experience on Windows, but still I got into Microsoft. So even if your job description matches like 50%, I would suggest go apply for it. Don't
correct.
think that you don't know this and you can't get this job. It's all about your confidence and how you can learn things. If you're able to learn things, you'll definitely get that job. Because if
Obviously,
you keep thinking that I don't have the skills and how will I go for it, you'll never go there. So just keep think like even if it matches and you think you can do it and you can learn it, because when you join a company you will get a training there, definitely they'll give you, and
this
even if you
point,
can answer the basic questions you can get there. So
this point, even this point, you have justified by cracking Microsoft's placement, right? So, how will you summarize your journey, Poonam, starting
yeah.
from your schooling days and currently you're working as director services engineer in Microsoft? So, how will you summarize your journey, basically?
I never thought I'll ever join Microsoft. I just always wanted to give my best in whatever I do. Like from my college days, I had that whatever I'll do, like whatever career I'll choose, I'll give my best. I wanted to become a journalist. So never know how, after, like in school days, I was like, I'll become a journalist. But like when I came to my 10th, I was like, I'll go into engineering. And whatever is best for me, I want that. So, uh, I will say plan your day accordingly, because what I believe is, I personally follow is, if you work hard your 25 years, you can enjoy your 75 years. And if you want to enjoy your 75 years, then, like, if you enjoy your 25 years, then you will be keep hustling every time. So make sure what you want. See, learning is a process. Even if you join, people think, like, if you join a big company, you don't want to learn. Learning is all the time will be happening in your life. But once you get into some good place, you'll be having a stable life. So make sure you keep hustling and never lose hopes. You never know what will happen. As I said before Microsoft joining, also I never knew I will go to Microsoft. So just keep trying. Your efforts will get fruitful someday. So it's just like, you have to correct your mistakes. If you don't get certain things, come back home, plan your day, what you don't know, what you know. Prioritize your things, which subject you should give importance, what's been asked. So as I said, right, I used to study Glassdoor's experiences are there available. Go through all these things. Talk to the people on LinkedIn who are working there. Like, LinkedIn I use as a great tool. Like, I'll be always available on LinkedIn if you see. So yeah, so I would suggest, like, I got Google opportunity also from LinkedIn. So use LinkedIn as a great tool. Keep your profile updated, your certifications updated. Try to learn. Use your weekends wisely instead of going for yeah. I do parties and all of that, but yeah, try to have a life balance, like what you're studying, because these are the days where you'll be learning things a lot. So try to keep all those things, and yeah, that's all I can say.
Okay, certain special tips for the candidates who will be watching your interview experience.
Basics of all the subjects, because companies won't expect you to answer a big, suppose I have seen people writing big things in resume, but when they go for interview they are unable to answer it. So never do such things. Never
To justify your
bluff, yeah,
points, right?
never bluff anything on your resume, because interviewer is that smart enough that they can catch it, because they interview thousands of people daily, right? So you're bluffing something, they'll be able to catch it. So it's fine if you say no. It's absolutely fine. You can say, I'll work on it, or I'm working on it, something like that. And try to what I feel is, you are the one who drives your interview, so always try to instead of bluffing things and taking your interview in a direction where you never know, you land into a trouble. So think wisely before speaking and never hurry. You can always ask for time. If you don't know certain things, you can say, yeah, give me 2 minutes, think, and then answer. Never go and listen. Main thing, listen to the interviewer, what he wants. As I said, in Google, they ask you to what you have understood, and not, because people have the habit, they listen half question and they'll start. So never do such things. These are the some key
They
practices.
will catch
And
you
speak out.
somewhere through their cross questions.
Yeah. Always speak out what's going in your mind. Never sit blank in an interview. Try to write down as much as you can. Like, if you're explaining certain things, if you have a whiteboard there, just go take a pen and explain the interviewer. Or you can interview, if there's virtual interview, you can explain in Paint and or something. Just try to elaborate your ideas as much as you can, so people know that you know things, because sometimes you are unable to express it through words. So try to explain as much as you can. That's what I would suggest. And prepare. That's what.
Okay.
Try to apply from. I think I got this call from this. I directly went to the site and applied. So even if you're not getting referrals, it's fine. Like, people think I don't have referral, and how
Right,
will I
right,
go there?
right.
So it's not a matter of referral. You keep your resume good, because most of the applications, I mean, companies use that ATS. They filter the keywords out. So try to use the keywords in your resume, so that you get filtered out and you get calls. So
Even you can modify your resumes also from the keywords that they have put it on the
put
job
yeah,
description.
that's what.
Resume,
Yeah.
yeah. Because candidates they
So
took this resume part very leniently. Most of the candidates. So this
yeah,
also plays a very major part. Okay. So I think the points that you have shared today on our platform is obviously going to help many candidates who are preparing for the placement drives of such top MNCs, right? So, Poonam, HSPAT Industries Helping Hands, let me tell you about ourselves also. We are
yeah.
at hiring and assessment firm, and we also conduct pan-India campus placement drives through our own assessment test, that is HSPAT, Industries Helping Hands Professional Eligibility Test. And
Okay.
you must have heard about the platforms like Elitmus, Proteus, and MCAT, right? So, like
Yeah.
that, we also have our own assessment tests, and companies, big MNCs, startups, small startups are also linked with us. And we are currently allied with 156 plus institutes like in Pan India and 556 plus companies. So
That's great.
we are also trying to provide a kick start to the candidates who were not able to crack the on-campus placement drives, right?
Hmm.
Because there are startups also currently who are doing great in these real life worlds with their projects, and they can even start their career from there also, right? So they take our assessment tests, and on the basis of that scores, they can apply on the companies that are linked with us, right?
Okay.
And also in the future, we are coming up with the placement preparation course and the placement preparation workshops on our platform. So this is all about our platform, and I think we have discussed all the important points regarding the journey. If you want certain
Yeah.
further points to add up, you can please add.
That's what I would suggest. Go to the sites because, as you said, off-campus drives, right? So,
Mm.
if you go for platforms like HackerRank and all, so their scores also you get calls from some companies if you have a
Right.
good rank, and
Mm.
so try to do more of that of practice so that there's a chance like you get calls. Or on the company sites also, if you go, I don't know, there. Like Microsoft also has that an Aspire program
Mm.
where you get off-campus calls for freshers.
Correct.
Even Google has that. My sister got that, so you can go to the sites, check. Because for freshers also there are many opportunities, but it's just
Yeah.
that we don't have that knowledge, like how to apply and all.
Yeah.
So try to go to company sites and check if there are programs for freshers. There are many companies which offer.
Yeah,
It's
there are a
just like
lot
we
of
are unaware of it.
opportunities.
Yeah.
Candidates actually do
So
not do their R&Ds in these particular fields, right?
yeah.
They think
So
like,
it's your responsibility.
yeah,
Yeah.
they think like opportunity will come to them, but they have to do R&D in each and every field, right, in order to get success.
That's true. Yeah. So that's what I would suggest. If you're applying, go to the career sites. You'll find plenty of opportunities. If you're asking for referrals, just don't go to a person and say, "Hey, refer me to this position." Go to the site, check the job description, get the job ID, request in a pleasing manner that could you please refer me, and send your resume. So there are chances you get referrals as well.
Mm.
So that's all I can. And as I said, even if it matches 50-60%, go apply for it. Don't think this is a small company or a big company. Just keep applying everywhere. You'll learn from every company, whether it's a small or big. Every interview will teach you definitely something. If every interview there's a takeaway, so it's not that you'll go empty-handed someday. And yeah, some will get somewhere good. Yeah.
Okay.
As practice makes man perfect, so the more you practice, the more you become perfect.
Okay, so we are really honored today that we have shared your experiences on our platform. And Poonam, I think we can wrap up the session now.
Yeah, it's too late. Sorry, I took 15 minutes more.
No, no, it's even it's good. It's good. It's not an issue. Okay, okay, we
Yeah,
wish you
I
all
would
the
like
best in
to
your future
thank you
career
for
growth.
giving me this opportunity.
Yeah,
And yeah, you guys are doing a great job. As I talked to the main person as well, I told him
yeah,
because this is really great platform because people are unaware. I also do the same. I go to the interview experiences and watch those and learn. So this is definitely a good takeaway to the people
yeah.
who don't know any people, but they can go and watch the experiences and get to learn things. So you guys are really doing a great job. All
Yeah,
the best,
thanks a
and
lot.
thanks for
And
inviting
actually,
me.
yeah, we want to make our platform actually placement hub for the candidates. We want to make them placement ready from all the aspects. So, in our placement preparation course also, we will be preparing them for the assessment test as well as all kinds of soft skills that they require
Soft
to
skills, yeah.
crack the top MNCs, right? Yeah, whether it is behavioral competency part, whether it is there is one unique test, percent test. They ask in 2 to 3 MX like Deloitte or somewhere. So all these soft skill tests also they will be prepared for through our platform. And also the companies are also allied with us. Lot of companies, I already told you that 556 plus companies
Yeah.
are also allied with us on our platform. They are recruiting from our platform through our own assessment test. And institutes are also allied with us. So there also we also conduct pan-India on-campus placement drives also. So
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, these are all the fields that we are actually tracking in order to provide opportunities to the candidates, right? So okay, okay then Poonam, we wish you all the best for your future career. Okay, and I think we'll
Yeah,
get
wish you all the best.
yeah.
Keep doing great things and keep helping people. This is definitely a great thing you guys are doing. Keep it up. Thank you.
Okay, then thank you Poonam. Have a nice day.
Yeah.